Welcome to the Grateful Heart. I will keep the instructions to a minimal, so it's easy for you to rewatch this powerful meditation. In the teachings of Casanova, what was unique was that despite the fact that Casanova had so many women, concubines, his focus was not on women. His focus was on him and on the appreciation of the art. Now, many of you, as I've shared that many times, have asked, but how do you shift that? How do you avoid being the guy that rapidly, if it's a woman that's a little bit more attractive to you than most of the women, how do you avoid putting her on a pedestal or making her so important that you lose yourself in it, that you forget yourself in it? So here's a process that automatically and naturally is going to correct that. It's the meditation of the grateful heart. Like attracts like, the rich gets richer. We've heard that before. Whatever we focus on, we make more distinctions in that direction. The mind goes where it's directed. So, last bit of the instruction, never, ever, ever again be the guy that will say it was going so good, but then her friend came in. I don't understand. I was kissing that girl. We were having makeouts, and then she didn't come home with me. Oh man, I was so close. She was right there. I was touching her. I was kissing her nipples, but she wouldn't go any further. She gave last-minute resistance. Instead, be the true Casanova who will say, what a delightful moment that was. I relished caressing her and kissing her breast. To keep it to appreciating every part of the process. For me, I relish in the moment when it comes to pickup and seduction. This is an example you heard me share, and yet it was so flagrant. Up to this day, I still can feel the experience. We're at a boot camp. I'm with students. Suddenly we see a bus stop. It's quite far. There's a girl that stands out at the bus stop. I know ahead of time that unless she was just standing there, there's no way that I make it on time before she gets in the bus. But I love the art. I go and I follow through. By the time I get to the bus stop, she's inside the bus, the doors are closed, and the bus is leaving. She's about to sit down and she sees me and I go, and I kiss her. Send her a kiss like that. Then she looks at me for a second and she can't believe it. And we have that moment. Now, if you learn the art of relishing that moment and you don't obsess, it's almost like an addiction about what you didn't do, what you should have done, what you couldn't do, how close it got, but you don't put any buts, you keep it at that. That's one of the secrets of Casanova, because that is true seduction. So allow me to take you on a powerful journey. Ideally, be certain that you are not required to focus on something like driving, you can keep your eyes open or close them. Your mind will go in and out of focus, and that's okay. The experience of going on an inner journey is something that has no restriction. It helps to focus on your breathing and to already find a little bit more ease. As we begin now officially, the meditation of the grateful heart. Breathe into your heart. Exhale deeply. Imagine that the next breath, oxygen, life force is passing through your heart and strengthening your heart, while at the same time it's also opening your heart. We could suggest healing of prior disappointments when you were under the impression that you got hurt. But because those are illusions, we'll simply focus on a full breath of life into your heart that begins to make your heart shine within you. And as it shines, it could be a light pink or a very bright gold or purple. Whatever comes to mind, you trust it. It will shine through each and every part of your body that you can relax. And now, I want you to imagine moments when you notice beauty. And there, make your new point of focus. That ability that you have to notice and appreciate beauty. That ability is yours. It's you. So bring the focus back to you and start to feel very grateful. You could even place one hand on your heart, very grateful for the fact that you have that incredible ability to appreciate beauty. And that ability is yours. So it's really you. Oftentimes when people voice something to me, they say, I really love your teaching, or you're awesome. I go, thank you. It takes one to recognize one. So I think that the point of reference to be the true Casanova is for you to be able to witness and appreciate beauty. It means that it's within you. So imagine pulling all your attention back towards a true, genuine appreciation. That part of the human experience as a man is that ability to witness and appreciate beauty. And now the whole focus is on that. And imagine life without that. Imagine for a moment life without that ability that we have to see and appreciate beauty. It wouldn't be the same. So feel very grateful for that. Even if you don't really act on it, just to know that it is yours and you are the source and you are that which generates it, so it comes all back to you and you now feel truly grateful. Stay with that idea for a little bit. Sometimes for words to reach us more deeply, we need to let them simmer a little bit, relish them, breathe into them. So imagine now that you begin to really recognize that in a new way. That's unlike anything you've ever experienced before. That suddenly there may even be a sense of genuine, healthy pride There might be a sense of genuine, healthy appreciation of the self. Isn't it amazing that I have this ability? Think, isn't it amazing that I have this ability to witness and appreciate beauty? And as you stay with that, while it expands, while it reaches deeper aspects of your subconscious and your psyche, while it opens new doors, imagine being in one of those moments right now. Notice what is changing already. How you feel more grounded, perhaps. How you feel more centered. How you feel more aware of you and appreciative of you. And feel again very grateful towards the universe for that priceless gift that we have for us, straight men. Be able to have that experience even if we don't do much or anything with it. Just like we can witness a beautiful scenery and appreciate it. Imagine now that the same appreciation you would find in perhaps a beautiful sunrise, in looking at the moon on a clear night or the stars, an astonishing landscape in nature, an object that you truly appreciate, or sometimes maybe even nature, trees, or flowers. And you know you are not the tree, you are not the flower, you are not the sunrise or the moon, because the focus is not on something external and you don't relate to, I hope the sun likes me. It's just you and the ability to appreciate. Imagine more and more that it is how you process your ability to notice and appreciate beauty. And we say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So feel very grateful for your eyes to be able to see. For whatever it is within that allows us to recognize that. To recognize that's a beautiful girl. For whatever the wiring might be, beyond our understanding, for us to be able to feel that. To feel something, to be moved. And for all the human functions that we have that are engaged in part of that process and feel very solid. And imagine now that you grow so strong in that appreciation and the recognition that it is yours. It is you. That you in those moments feel more grounded, powerful, like a tall, steady tree, rooted, and you feel like you are the center point, the point of strength. Perhaps you could also imagine witnessing a little bird, and you appreciate the little bird, and there's a smile. But it's not anymore in reference to how's the person going to feel about it. There's no more back and forth of what if I said the wrong thing and so on. And now from there, as your heart continues to open, further expand, imagine that you apply the same principle of only focusing on the appreciation of a building mechanism that is part of you, that is you, that makes that possible, and the relishing of just the experience of noticing and to find no wrong or no fault with it, to just appreciate it in the purest of all form, where there's no obligation, there's no restriction, and it's all about, wow, how amazing this experience of life really is. On top of everything, I have the ability, the power, the presence of mind, the functions, and the faculty to appreciate beauty, and it's mine, it's part of me, it's within me, it comes from me, it is mine. And the rest is just an illusion. But that is something that is mine. And now, as you grow into that appreciation, it begins to shift all the dynamics around it. It eradicates any form of neediness, pushiness. And now imagine that even if you do not talk, instead of binding yourself and bitching about it and being hard on you and holding it around, against you, you stay in appreciation. What would that feel and look like for you? The girl is there. You're appreciating the fact that you can appreciate her. And then even if you don't act on it, you appreciate you. And you appreciate all directions, action or non-action. And you no longer see any wrong, and you no longer find fault or try to explain why you didn't or tell yourself you should. You stay in pure appreciation, the grateful heart, and that changes nothing about you. And on the contrary, from now on, it makes you even more aware of your own awesomeness. And it's as if the energy you used to send towards the women and the energy you used to waste wrestling that you should and you were not, debating whether or not to take the step, and the energy and time you used to waste towards beating yourself up because you didn't, now that energy, you pull your power back and it's no longer dispersed. That energy is transmuted into a sense of appreciating and loving yourself as you are, no matter what. And again, gratitude for you. Gratitude for all that you have endured. Gratitude also that even if sometimes you don't act on it, you thought about it. Imagine sending rivers, showers of gratitude, of appreciation towards all those little elements and recognizing them as gifts. To be grateful that at least you thought about it, even if you don't act on it. So imagine now a chain reaction that's gaining momentum and that's going to grow into something so potent and beautiful within you. It's going to be unlike anything you've ever had before. To really be the grateful heart, to really love the process, the journey, the art, and love the one that's going through it, which is you, and to take all your power and energy back towards fully appreciating, number one, that ability to witness beauty that is yours, that is you, that is a reflection of the fact that it appeals to you because you have good taste, because you like to honor that part of you, because you are aware of your desires as a man. And you celebrate that and you own that and you keep it at that. And then even if you didn't act, the simple fact that you thought about it shine a lot of light on that, because it's very uncommon. And usually everybody there will stumble on it and start to wish they had done it and feel bad that they didn't. Imagine a whole new experience. You pioneer. Imagine that from now on, you so deeply appreciate the fact that even though you didn't act on it, you thought about it. Imagine directing a lot of love towards that, a lot of appreciation. Put your hands on your heart. Feel blessed. Feel gifted. It's a gift. Once again, imagine that we remove that from the experience of life, that we no longer witness beauty, that we no longer know that we appreciate it, and we no longer are able to want it or even think about it, that's removed. But it's not been removed. It's here, and that's a wonderful human ability as a man, and an amazing process, and you celebrate the journey, and that takes your power back. And you feel wherever you used to feel that you were at fault, that you didn't, you were questioning yourself, wondering why you didn't, dwelling on it, bitching about it, accusing yourself, holding it against you. Now, all of this is replaced by pure appreciation of you. What does that feel like? And this will continue to grow like a process within you. And we're going to set a torpedo on target today that even after this moment together and those words, it will further itself. And with each new day, in subtle ways that you may not notice right away, you will have an experience of the true grateful heart and follow the tradition of Casanova, which remains solid in himself and the art, and made the women secondary. And it created the proper attraction pull, because every man will suddenly lose themselves and forget themselves and question and judge themselves and accuse themselves in the presence of beauty. So they are the bitch of beauty. Us, we are the master. They're like little music notes and you are the conductor. They are like little flowers and you are the gardener. They're like different colors and you are the painter. They're like little pearls on a necklace and you are the jeweler. You take another nice deep breath. They are like extras and actors and you are the movie maker. So feel very grateful, and it connects you with a new sense of source, cause, oneness. At that point, we're going to further that appreciation that even if you barely took a step, or it was a little bit of a shaky step, or it was a false departure, you went and you didn't do much, or even if you took a step and the other person did not participate at all, feel very grateful for taking that step. So the third landmark shine a lot of light, a lot of love, so much appreciation, a whole new relation with knowing that it was you who took the steps. And that's big. And even if it didn't feel like you did it that well, it was you and you did it. And now you appreciate that so much, independently from whether or not the other person participated. And because for quite some time you probably invested in the opposite direction of that, take a moment to take your power back. And this is your affirmation. Take your power back. You will not let your power be distracted, be dispersed, be wasted in the wrong direction. So for all the times that you criticized yourself, you felt awkward because the person did not participate, you bought into silly frames of being blown out, rejected, wherever that power of yours was dispersed, imagine you pull it back right now. And you grow even stronger, even more solid, and it allows you to feel self-assured, feel your guts, and from there your heart can blossom and you let go of seeing wrong. You just appreciate the process and the dance, and you treat it like it's nature, and it doesn't matter if that tree dances with the wind in that way or not. It just is. What matters is the fact that you have that appreciation. Whether or not you take action, it is you who has that appreciation. So you relish that and relish yourself and love and appreciate yourself so much. And whether or not you took action, or if it didn't feel that great, that significant, or the person did not participate, you take your power back and you appreciate that. Imagine now that we would live in a regime where it would be 100% forbidden to address a person from the opposite sex, that it would lead to being incarcerated, arrested right there, and it could even lead to death penalty. So it would no longer be part of our culture. Imagine how much we would miss the ability, even if they didn't say anything, even if it was a little shaky, how much we would miss that birth-given right to verbalize, to aim at verbalizing, and all the pollution around. For every time you've put the brake, you accused yourself, you walked away feeling defeated, all that energy that was dispersed, you pull it back within you and you feel even more strengthened. And you just love the process independently, completely of the outcome. It's just the art, the process. Now we have 3 points of new power of the grateful heart. Total gratitude, a sense of it's such a gift. It's so precious, and it's mine, my ability, my birth-giving ability as a male to witness a female and to feel appreciation within. Now, it's not about the female. She's just a reminder of something that's within me. And that is that which I focus on at this point. And I relish that and appreciate that. And I love that so much. And I couldn't imagine life without it. But I don't have to, because it's part of the gift. And I appreciate that gift. And I feel grateful. And whatever spiritual inclination you may have, give thanks. Say thank you for that. Thank you for that amazing ability. Now, the second point of power is, even if all you had was the thought of it, the thought towards, wow, that would be nice. It's you who had that thought, and you had that thought for you. So be fair and true to you, and be grateful that you thought about it. You know, what if somebody said, maybe you could come over for a meal, and you go, well, I don't really have the time, but I really appreciate it. That means that there's a part of you that was thinking about you and thinking, hey, that woman could be good for him. See how caring you are for you? I created this technique called core intention technology. Wherever we bother, it's for one reason at the core. We care. You care so much about you, you want to provide for yourself. So it's time to honor that caring. Let us not be like an ungrateful boss toward an employee that works hard. Okay? So let's give yourself way more credit. And the true measure of whether or not you give yourself enough credit is how you feel. So by now you should start to feel an expansion of the heart, an opening, a vibrance within your entire body, shine a lot of light in your heart. Imagine from the center of the universe, the center sun, a beam of light that is shining exactly towards your heart. And imagine one from the center of the earth, and both of them are beginning to create a beam of light in your heart. And you become aware not only of your spiritual heart in the center, but what's slightly above it, closer to the throat. Now, we have those 3 points of power. 1, so appreciative. I relish my ability to witness beauty and appreciate it. And it is mine, and it is me that I appreciate. And it is the gift of this process that I appreciate. And that's my point of focus. Let that feel very good and solidify itself more and more with every new breath, with every new minute, with every new hour, with every new day, with every new week, with every new month. Then the second point, whether or not you acted on it, the simple fact that you thought about acting on it, what a gift. Think about all that's involved in that process that we take for granted. The ability to put pieces together, the ability to foresee something, the ability to contemplate, the ability to want to honor you. And there's no way to describe all that is involved in that process, all the wiring within, including nerves, neural connections, and all of that is part of the gift that you are. So feel very grateful. It's no longer about whether or not you took the step. It's about the fact that you have the power to contemplate taking a step. And if you don't take it, it's okay, because it doesn't change you. It's an illusion right there. You're still the same wonderful being on a mission to uncover even more of your own greatness in your own ways. Now, the third point of power of the grateful heart is you took a step and it was a little shaky, didn't feel like the most phenomenal demonstration of seduction or pickup, whatever you call it, game ever, and or the person did not participate, feel so grateful for the fact that you did the bigger part. Every guy has it backward. They think the biggest part is to get the girl to like them backwards. For as long as you take a step, and even if you don't, as we have just learned, it's all fine. So feel so much gratitude. And by now, let that gratitude begin to lead you to going beyond those words, to tapping into the frequency of that, the true frequency of Casanova, and to experience right now the true vibe of the real seducer at heart that is dedicated 100% to the love and appreciation and relation that he has with himself. That's number one, your own relation with you. So your relation is being solidified every day. You speak only in the kindest ways to yourself. You reassure yourself. You hold nothing against yourself. You're the first one to go. That's okay. You'll catch the next one. I love you regardless. That's okay. You'll catch the next one. I love you regardless. And who you are is everything. And who you are is 100% for you. Because you are 100% of you. You are not 90% of you. And then she can become a small percentage. Now let's imagine that you're engaged in the process, but somewhere, somehow, her saying she has to depart, her bringing up that she has someone, somebody coming in, something makes the process appear to come short. So our fourth point of focus will be the total gratitude that regardless, you feel so good for whatever happened. Even if it consisted of you voiced something and she replied, thank you. Imagine now being guided by the spirit of Casanova. How would Casanova respond to that? He would probably play with it a little bit, but regardless, he would relish the sound. He would relish the process. And the reverence would be towards himself. So for you, the reverence is towards you. If a woman would say, thank you, you would say, no, thank you. If a woman would say, thank you, you would say, almost as she's thanking you for being you. Well, thank you for thanking me, for I am me. And there it puts things back into proportion. Your heart guides you. Trust and follow your heart. Bring some guts underneath, some balls and some soul, and yet open the heart. The true lover. Awaken the true lover within. What does that mean, the lover within? Well, first we sometimes associate love with weakness. No, it is not. It is the opposite. The true lover does not weaken because he loves himself enough. So enough of that questioning yourself, going against yourself. The true lover would not do that. The true lover stays in a love state towards the self. The true lover loves life. The true lover loves the moment. The true lover will cherish. And if a woman giggles and walk away, be amused, fascinating. It would be fairly small and insignificant as we once again pull your power back and seal all aspects of your beingness so you don't disperse your energy, allocating it to the wrong thing. You know, when a woman is having a meal with a guy and the guy is going the distance, even if reasonable, to treat her with a meal and an experience, and suddenly comes the waiter or the waitress and the woman misallocates the source and she's more pleasant and grateful towards the waiter, who's somebody who's just getting paid to do their job, than the fact that you took a chunk of your paycheck to contribute to her experience. Let us never be that to ourselves. Let us make sure that we know that the thank you goes to us. So from that fourth point of power now, where even if it appears that it's coming short, you didn't stay that long, she had to go, something came and somebody else came in the picture. She turned around and some guy was waiting for her and she gave him a hug and it looked like they were together. Pull your power back and stay so grateful that you have the ability to take steps and be grateful for even the smallest, even if it's just her going, oh, yeah? Oh, really? Oh, or I gotta go. Be amused by that. Imagine. Ask yourself, how would Casanova feel and what kind of smile would he have on his face if a girl would be, oh, sorry, I gotta go. From a place of true power and love of the self and appreciation of the art. You know, sometimes we may not have the time to spend some time in nature, but we could pass by with the car and glance through the window or roll down the window and take a nice deep breath of fresh air from nature. It wasn't the full experience, but it was part of the experience, and we're going to enjoy fully even if it's part of the experience. Now, the fifth point of power, as we take another nice, deep breath, is that of infusing appreciation, expanding the heart, honoring the self, pulling your power and energy back towards you and giving yourself full credit regardless if afterwards you start to think that you could have done more. What's amazing, our new point of focus is the fact that there's a part within us called evolution that's geared towards evolution, growth, that can let us know about the next phase and the next level, even if we are not there yet. And you feel so grateful for that. Imagine that that is no longer. Imagine that never again you have an opportunity, PowerPoint number 4, to chit chat even if it doesn't go anywhere. Imagine a lifetime without that anymore. So feel very grateful for it and appreciate it and relish it. And it's the beginning of more. And never be the man who's arriving close to the ocean and says, yeah, but we're not there yet. You can smell the ocean. Can't you tell? We're getting closer. Seduction is anticipation and appreciation and relishing in the anticipation. So in all your doings, in all your experiences, you eradicate neediness and greed by being grateful for all of the little phases of the process. This could apply for the unfolding of your dreams, your goals also. You know, a person could just appreciate, even if they didn't make it fully, that they had the desire to do it. So that fifth point right now is to feel blessed that there's an inner process beyond our understanding that allows us to foresee what's beyond what we already know and have done. So feel so grateful, pull your energy, pull your power back. By now, feel taller than trees, than buildings, powerful. Feel your feet powerfully planted on the ground, almost like roots going deep to the core of the earth. Feel the core, your own centeredness. And now the next point, the sixth one, imagine where you used to rest a little bit because she would come and walk with you a little bit, but not come all the way upstairs to your place. You would start to text a little bit, but it would kind of go dry, as some people call it. And feel that moment when maybe she would come, you would kiss, you would touch, but not more, or you would sleep with her for a few weeks, and then she would say, I don't know if we can do that anymore. First, this is not fatal, so you can always take it further than that. But too many men take it as denial, as fatal. Have you ever heard when we say God delays are not God's denial? Well, a woman saying that she's not sure is how the process of seduction tends to begin. So imagine a new point of focus number 6. 6. So close to sex. Imagine that right now you relish the process. Never again you waste your energy and hold it against yourself if there's the beginning, a few signs, but it doesn't go all the way through. You relish the fact that you had a pleasant texting thread going back and forth with a woman for a few weeks. And why would it be so important to relish that? Because this is true self-hypnosis as well. If we relish it, we presuppose subconsciously that they can be more, that we're okay. If we get upset about it, we reinforce scarcity. Because if we know for sure there's going to be another one, then another one, then another one, there's plenty, then why would we sweat it if one text thread doesn't go all the way? But now from that new place, you'll have new responses. Again, we focus on that point, and imagine now, recall a few times in your life when you felt agitated and you felt, it could have gone further. Why is it staling? Why isn't she calling me back? She canceled. Oh my God, you know, we spent the whole night next to each other, but nothing else happened. Imagine being the man who focuses only on what happened already and is 100% grateful for that and for the ability that he had to make that happen. See right there, the shift, the true Casanova mindset would be, look at me. I'm already bringing girls to my place. Versus, oh man, that girl came to my place, but we didn't sleep together. I'm already looking, already, keyword, already bringing girls to my place. And then you would talk to yourself and go, you know what next then? You know what's coming next? Everything has a beginning. It's a progression. It's a process. And now, as you take your power back from all 6 points so far, here is the 7th point. The 7th point is the appreciation beyond that. For whenever a relation would come to an end, or for moments when there was despair, if let's say you caved in for whatever reason, and you did get hard on yourself, and you went through a night of emotional turmoil, and you felt, or maybe a couple weeks, to imagine that you have a new relationship with that. That first you appreciate the fact that you can be in a state of distress. Well, Vince, why would I appreciate that? Think again. Think again. If there was no night, we would not appreciate day. If there was no day, we would not appreciate night. If there was no winter, we would not appreciate summer. If there was no summer, we would not know winter. So there's got to be a polarity, and the polarity is a powerful place. Carl Jung called it the shadow aspect, the dark side of the moon, according to Pink Floyd. But what we got to realize and recognize and embrace, it's all part of the process. We can't anymore divide and think that it shouldn't be there. So that's the true Casanova right there. Casanova had to be in exile. Casanova was incarcerated. Casanova was accused. Casanova was persecuted. He was chased. But in the big picture, he saw that as a rich experience. That's why he was Casanova. The ability for a man to witness richness everywhere, to no longer fear your own shadow, to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil. Imagine what would happen to not only your seduction, your relation with yourself, your relation with the world, with people, all of your endeavors, if you were to no longer fear the possibility that despite effort, despite pleasure, it may come short, and it might at times not only and just be pleasant, and it might get fairly difficult to come full circle, full peace with that. Now you take a nice deep breath, and we go through this journey one more quick time. Everybody take a nice deep breath. Feel your heart. And now we're going to stay with the heart for a moment. Usually we guard our heart because we're not sure that we can trust ourselves, trust life. And through time, we try to toughen, but the heart is not something that should be toughened. The heart must be softened. I know that sounds scary. What man wants to soften their heart? But if you're a real man and you feel your gut, you can open your heart. So right there, imagine, what have you been holding on your heart, which you have not held anything but figure of speech? And you need to forgive yourself. You need to trust yourself. Imagine now, not through thoughts, not through words, just through easing the center of your chest more and more, ease and trust. So scary, ease and trust. Imagine that wherever you had built a little cell around your heart to make sure that you wouldn't get hurt, but hurt is an illusion, that now you can let that go. And you can once again be free. So scary. There, the key is to stay with it, become aware of your energy centers, ease your heart, but ease what's underneath it also. Ease your solar plexus, ease all the way down to your root, your sacral. Ease that. And if you feel unease, trust it and walk through it. Further let go, because usually we never really ease because we get frightened again. Be willing to walk through it. It would be wonderful if even a few tears could come out. I did this morning in a sauna, and I was able to really release, and now you're free. And it is very manly to so trust yourself that you're okay to cry a few tears. That does not question or puts your masculinity back in question. This is true masculinity. True masculinity is you have no fear towards fear, and you have no insecurity towards insecurity. You don't have to play perfect or try to prove yourself to anyone. Now, while this process continues, and we ask your powerful subconscious mind, your unconscious, your higher conscious, all that can assist to help you open your heart once again and to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel protected, because you have you and you have life, and that's all that you need. Yes, people may come and go. People may say or do strange things, and that's okay, because none of those things should ever be any of your concerns, because you got you and you got life. Feel that. Feel the brave heart. Some symbols also are probably coming to mind through this process. Shields, lions, tigers. Trust the symbology of your unconscious mind. Maybe the Sacred Heart is coming to mind. Maybe pictures of feelings of ancient times. It's all good. Now, imagine yourself from up above and see yourself having a whole new relation with the true art of seduction. First, witness yourself from the distance, experiencing point one. Take your power back. We now ask your powerful unconscious to take all of your power back and to give yourself full credit and to know that you are the center point and the true thing, true place that should be appreciated. So now, take your power back into that first point of power of the grateful heart. Feel 100% grateful for that God-given ability that we male have to be able to witness and appreciate beauty. Now, do not let your energy be diverted towards her being the source or the center of that. Nope, she did not create her own body. Instead, pull your energy back towards, look at me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I appreciate beauty. Look at me. I got good taste. I don't know her yet, but I got good taste. Oh, God. Lord, thank you for this amazing ability. Wow. Feel that. And you should feel your heart now and feel a warmth and a strength in your heart and feel your guts and your feet. And you may have a whole new sense of you. A sense of you more fully attuned and aligned to your own true masculinity and you feeling like a man. And I don't mean a man like, be a man. I mean no longer an imprint or a rendition of you as an infant or a child or a teenager. You owning who you are today, a noble man, a renaissance man. Feel that. Feel, wow, my journey Because this will apply everywhere. You're no longer gonna sort through your life and go, I wish I had not done this. If only I had started sooner. How come I did this? What about my upbringing? We discard all of that. Now you're a man who's covered quite a bit of ground, the distance, and full appreciation. Yes, you had moments of hardship. Yes, it was not a straight line. Yes, you had missed opportunity. Yes, you had hopes that came short. That's part of the process of life. And you went through all of it. So now in the presence of women, you will feel that you're the center point. You're that well-achieved, together man. So imagine your power now. We ask your powerful unconscious mind to go through your entire timeline, past, present, future, and to take all your energy back where it had been misallocated and you thought you was the source and you doubted yourself. Instead, it's a universe blessing from the universe, a gift from God that you as a male have the ability to appreciate beauty, and you focus on that which within appreciates it, which is you, that which within has the ability to do that, which is life, and you and life are one, and you feel self-sufficient and strong, and it doesn't need to go any further also. You know, part of gratitude and appreciation is the opposite of neediness. I want more, I need more. Somebody gives us one thing, we want them to give us a second thing. We want more, we want it to be free. We want to take everything. No. The truly grateful heart can be, you know what? It's a form of sobriety towards pleasure. To not let pleasure own you, to not become the bitch of pleasure, to control the pleasure. That's where the true pleasure, the higher aspect of pleasure is, where you go, you know what? I spent 3 minutes taking a little break from my work, and I witnessed beauty, and it reminded me of that amazing ability that I have. And I'm good right now. I got things to do today. I'm good. It was a nice little, almost like I didn't walk through the park, but I got to look at a tree, or I got to imagine a tree. That's good. I'm good. More will come. And see, it's never really like doing a lot or doing nothing. Some guys go talk a lot. Some guys let her talk. It's where it comes from, and what it subcommunicates. If a guy starts to go, I'm good for now, it subcommunicates that there will be more, especially if you say for now. So that's what you want to tap into. To constantly reassure yourself, brother, it's okay. You don't need like every 5 minutes to have full approval and admiration and worship of women. That would not be practical. There might be a day or two, a few outings during which not much happens, but you're good. You stay into the knowingness of I have this ability within me. It didn't disappear. I didn't disappear. If no girl that's interesting appears, you didn't disappear. While your power continues to come back to you and you give yourself way more credit, and you know now that the true point of focus of the real Casanova is that God-given ability to appreciate beauty, and that which within us makes that possible, all the wiring, the details. Take a moment right now, place your hands on your heart and go, wow, thank you for that ability. I do not know exactly how it's happening. What is it that you know, I've often wondered, I've even asked girls, is it that we're conditioned to look, for example, at legs or ankles or high heels or a butt? Is it the conditioning that makes us appreciate that more, let's say, than an elbow? Or is it truly something in our DNA? Is there really something in it? But whatever it is, it's an intricate process, probably. For us, we could easily go, wow, look at her ass, or look at her body. But there is something that needs to notice it and recognize it as something of appeal. And how can we make the difference? Imagine also, thank God that we have the ability to be able to recognize fine legs from other legs. Otherwise, we could be with a homeless woman with wrinkly, disgusting legs and some weird skin disease, and she didn't shower or bathe for months. And we wouldn't know. Wow. Point of power. I am so grateful for that which within me allows me to witness beauty and appreciate it. And the focus is on that and on me and on my ability to be a man who appreciates beauty. Feel that. Second point of focus, even if you don't act on it, the simple fact that you thought about it and that you were contemplating giving that to you and that you have thoughts about that. So now we pull the power back, all the focus comes to the proper part of the process. Point of power number 2 of the grateful heart, it is, wow, I thought of it for me. Even if it didn't happen, like you said, somebody you need a ride, no, I'm good. Well, it was kind of you though, but thank you. So it was kind of you that even though you didn't act on it, you thought maybe that girl for me. And you are still you. And it means nothing about you whether or not you took a step. So this is the end of diffusing, dispersing, wasting your precious energy and life towards being hard on you. You nurture yourself, you encourage yourself, and you love yourself regardless. The third point is if you took a step and it wasn't that great or it was all shaky, who's there to say, and or she did not participate, they did not participate, you focus on the fact that you took a step and that's everything, and you're ahead of all of those who don't take a step. And that's amazing. And that's what counts, and you took the step and you feel good and you said thank you to you. The next point of power, we take our power back. Point of power number 4 is it started and it came short. It appeared to come short at some point. Somebody came in, she had to go. You didn't really say much. You departed without a hug, a kiss, or a phone number. Now, relish whatever happened, no matter how small. Relish it as an indication we're getting close to the ocean, so to speak. More is coming. This is good. And if you can't appreciate this little moment, what tells you that you will appreciate if it's going like longer than that? Point of power number 5, we take our power and your subconscious mind goes to all those places and takes all your energy back. You're going to have a lot of energy to sleep. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And the work is being done right now to the spirit of Casanova as we honor Casanova. The next point is if then it appears that more is coming, there's a texting thread going on, you meeting, you hanging out a little bit, she briefly comes to your place, you are kissing, something that appears a little more significant, which is all illusion, and yet it's close but not quite. You even let go of such language. There's no close but not quite. You relish on what happened and you process it from the point of power is, wow, I already got to have a text thread with a girl for a couple of weeks. That's amazing. Next, I'm going to have more of those. Yes. Yeah, that's amazing. And next, I'm going to have more of those. Look at me. This is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And point number 7 of power is the full appreciation. Full appreciation. No matter what direction, even if, let's say, I had plenty nights. I want to share with you through the meditation, there was a time when if I would break up with a girl and I perceived it as a breakup, then for days I could not explain my biochemistry. I was so affected, it would feel as if my bones hurted. It would feel as if it hurted underneath the skin. And then I feared going there because it was so painful. So I didn't dare so much. I didn't take too many chances because I wanted to protect myself. And I didn't ever want to go towards 2-3 days of hell. It felt like hell. But then I started to have a new relationship with that. And I realized, you know what? How can we appreciate the summer if we don't know how to appreciate the winter? And it shifted. And now I fear not those moments. I relish them. I know that they are going to be my greatest strength in it. And they have a special, very hidden gift over there. That should be your point of focus. If you can go through with that, and even though it's unpleasant, even though it can feel like hell at the time, but still go through it and define your conditioning, deep aspects of your psyche to recognize that there is nothing to fear. Because when we're capable of taking the worst, then we can have the best. Until then, we're going to miss out. All right, everybody, I thank you so much for watching this. We're all going to take a nice deep breath. The work continues. There's a torpedo on target that is going to constantly re-identify those 7 points. If you're members of any of the groups, I'm happy to talk more about any of those points. For now, we all take a nice deep breath, rub your hands together. Faster. We all say also thank you to Casanova for the legacy, the reference, even if we are not 100% aware of the true story of Casanova. Think about how this man, just through his name, because what he did was so significant, years down the road, decades down the road, can empower all of us. So Casanova. Thank you. Okay, so if you wish to have the recording, send me a quick email, give it a couple days. We'll make sure you guys have the recording of this. Quick announcement for those who are Army of Aphrodite. We're going to give ourselves a 10-minute break and we're going to start officially at 6:15. Since we did quite a bit today already, especially if you're members of several groups, 6:15 will go for 30 to 45 minutes, and yet we're taking it to a whole new level. And this is a time to press forward, to press through. You need to reach critical mass. Can't enter another decade doing the same thing. You know, they're close, but not quite. There's a practical aspect to it, okay? Meaning you can't think that you're on safe ground if you're doing a little bit better. So hustle. And I'm here. For me, I have one mission, one obsession, one fascination, one passion, and one vocation. It's this art, which to me, game is life, life is game, in the words of my spiritual brother, AZD, means that it's all encompassing. It's life mastery, the mastery of life at all levels. And the greatest part of it is to be able to impact another person's life. Check this out. You know, we've all witnessed somebody would go, I want to help everybody. In fact, okay, sure, that's very nice. How much of that do you really fucking mean? So it's easy to think I want to help everybody, and do you really? Okay, let's go feed the homeless downtown. It's raining, and don't be surprised, there's a lot of crackheads down there, okay? Don't wear anything too pricey, they may want it. Well, I kind of have to go. Also, you didn't really want to help everybody. That means there's still something in it for you. So I think that a deeper level, because I know we're part of life is the ability to be of service. Here's something a little deeper than that. And I want you to think of 3 moments. Moment 1, we've all had our moments of despair. Moments when we can't seem to get a hold of ourselves. I've had many of those moments. I, for example, remember there was a time when I had lower back surgery. I was on a wheelchair. The meds were making me sick. I was starting to go, you're totally addicted to painkillers. I didn't see it coming, or maybe I did, I don't know. But suddenly in that moment, I hoped that somebody could help me because I didn't know that I could help myself anymore. And in that moment, you know, we fantasize about somebody coming. And if you think back about all the times you have been there, then for me, I want to be able to be there, to be that for someone in those moments. Think about also some of the stuff you heard. For me, I know, had I never encountered Tony Robbins, for example, he would say, life will never be the same again. He would play that song. Life will never be the same. And the song was not intended to mean that. It was Ottaway's song. But in fact, for me, life was never the same. So imagine that your presence, your words, your say could make it be that a person's life will never be the same for the better, okay? And imagine now to be able to take someone to the fucking pinnacle. You know, like I remember there was that story of Andre Agassi that played tennis and he kind of had his season and then he kind of went down and suddenly Tony comes back into play and Agassi is on top of his game. Can you imagine? And you know you were a part of that. So I think when we say we want to help others, it helps for us to think about those 3 points. We meet again in Army of Aphrodite. If you were just visiting or you're seeing this on YouTube later or getting the recording, really, really, really appreciate you. You have to have it in you if you want to further your training and education. I do believe in the true dynamic of attraction. I can tell you about what I do, but it's not up to me to come and say, let me help you. It's you who has to reach, and you're not reaching for me, you're reaching for you. The dynamic of true progress starts with you deciding for you and really deciding. Until then, not much can do it for you. All right, thank you. Grateful heart.